50 Cent and The Game. Two of the prominent rappers are each other's competitors. So who has achieved more? Who has more dollars to shine? Well, today we are going to talk about that. But before we start, why don't you subscribe to the channel The Splitscreen for more such content? With that note, let's get started. 50 Cent and The Game were also a part of beef. What, you don't know about it? Well, let me tell you. Rapper 50 Cent was a member of the group G-Unit. In order to increase The Game's notoriety while his debut album, The Documentary, was being released, Dr. Dre introduced him to the group in 2003. There are 3 singles albums on it with 50 Cent. It all began when The Massacre, 50 Cent's follow-up album, was delayed so that The Game's debut album would receive more attention. Along with the two rappers, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine from Interscope Records were targets of 50 Cent's animosity. The Game attempted to re-enter the radio station that night and a security guard shot one of his buddies in the leg. Earlier that day, 50 Cent had claimed that The Game was gone during a radio interview. The remainder of the G-Unit walked out the back door of the station. Following that, The Game promised to end their argument with the other party. Quote, 50 and I are proving that real situations and real problems can be solved with real talk, end quote. But it was all in vain since The Game was expelled from G-Unit and then 50 Cent and Game started releasing songs that were critical of one another. The Game was sorry for what occurred involving the group, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. He wanted to apologize to Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine and talk with 50 Cent, but his efforts were in vain. G-Unit refused to apologize, and by that point more than 100 tunes featuring the duo's mutual diss had made it public. In 2010, The Game made another attempt to put an end to the dispute by asking 50 Cent to address it on Twitter. There has been no response from 50, and in 2012 he released a song with Eminem and Adam Levine that was allegedly directed at The Game. The Game responded with yet another diss tune in response to 50 Cent's accusation that the song was written 2 years before its release. When G-Unit first split up, The Game sought to bring them back together and asked fans to sign a petition, but they were not interested in working with him. Despite what he had previously claimed, a few months later, in October of 2013, he released a mixtape called OKE, or Operation Kill Everything. Now we have a picture of their relationship. Let's talk about them individually. Let's start with 50 Cent, but before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make it quick before you miss out on our other videos. When 50 Cent dropped his debut hit, How to Rob, in 1999, he became famous. After being involved in a shooting incident, Columbia Records terminated his publishing contract. In 2000, he was shot 9 times. He had to record songs in Canada since the United States recording industry blacklisted him after the attempt to release his song Ghetto Cool Run. In 2002, he issued the Guess Who's Back mixtape. After meeting Eminem and Dr. Dre thanks to Guess Who's Back's mixtape, 50 Cent signed a $1 million record deal. The song by 50 Cent was included on the soundtrack to Eminem's film 8 Mile. His debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin, which sold over 1 million copies in less than a week after the release, helped him become well known. One of his most well-known songs to date, In Da Club, which has quickly overtaken all previous radio listener records, was included on the album. He produced 5 studio albums throughout the course of his career and they collectively sold over 30 million copies worldwide. Due to the numerous cases he had to contend with, including the release of Lavonia Leviston's sex tape without her consent, he declared bankruptcy in 2015. The $1 million record deal 50 Cent received after being discovered by Eminem in 2002 and introduced to Dr. Dre marked his entry into the public eye. 1 million copies of his debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin, were sold in the first 4 days after it debuted at the number 1 on the Billboard charts. He released The Massacre as a follow-up debut album, and subsequent releases brought him numerous accolades and honors from the music business. Curtis, Before I Self-Destruct, and Street King Immortal, among other albums, helped 50 Cent reach cumulative sales of 21 million units. 50 Cent has made money from his record label, G-Unit Records, in addition to his record sales. He also started the G-Unit clothing business and the Money Team, a boxing promotion firm that was established in 2012. After making his acting debut in the film Get Rich or Die Tryin, 50 Cent has since taken the acting plunge and has shared the screen with A-listers like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Coca-Cola paid $4.1 billion to acquire Vitamin Water after obtaining a minority ownership in exchange for serving as its spokesperson. The rapper made more money from this arrangement than any of his albums, reportedly earning between $100 and $150 million. Record sales have contributed significantly to 50 Cent's wealth, but the partnership with Coca-Cola has had the biggest effect on his earnings. The breakdown of his earnings over the last few years is as follows: $32 million in 2007, $150 million in 2008, $20 million in 2009, $8 million in 2010, $6 million in 2011, $7 million in 2012, $7 million in 2013, $8 million in 2014, $4 million in 2015, $6 million in 2016, $5 million in 2017, $4 million in 2018, and $4 million in 2019. By these stats, you can see that most of the earnings were done by 2008, which is where the downfall starts after that. So, the total earnings for 50 Cent are $261 million. An annual analysis of 50 Cent's net worth reveals precisely how significantly declaring bankruptcy reduced his value. He was valued at $150 million in 2015, and now he is worth significantly less. 50 Cent has a kid named Marquise Jackson with Shaniqua Tompkins, who is his ex-girlfriend and is well known for their public fights. Tompkins made an attempt to sue 50 Cent for $50 million, but the case was ultimately dropped. In 2016, a video of 50 Cent accusing a janitor with autism of being drunk during an incident in an airport went viral. Instead of suing the rapper, the teen's parents agreed to donate to $100,000 to the autism advocacy group Autism Speaks. Although he has always invested a large portion of his cash in a variety of wise ventures, 50 Cent is no stranger to mansions and supercars. He made headlines in 2003 when he paid $4.1 million for Mike Tyson's former estate, which had 21 bedrooms, a gym, a casino, and a nightclub. According to reports, maintaining and financing the mansion alone would have cost 50 Cent $72,000 per month, with $18,000 going towards utility expenditures. 50 had always had a passion for automobiles and has amassed a sizable collection over the years from brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, and Rolls-Royce. With that all out of the way, you must be wondering how much 50 Cent is actually worth. Well, let's tell you now, he is worth around $40 million, which is a lot. Now let's get into the game and talk about The Game. Wow, I like the sound of that. The Game, real name Jason Terrell Taylor, is a well-known rapper and actor from the United States. He is renowned for having significantly returned to the hip-hop culture on the West Coast. He originally started to get notoriety when he started working for the infamous rapper Dr. Dre. Black Wall Street Records, which The Game had previously founded with his brother George, released his debut mixtape, You Know What It Is Volume 1 in 2002. Dr. Dre's company Aftermath Entertainment quickly signed the teenage rapper once he discovered a few months after this release. To collaborate with them and achieve recognition, Dr. Dre sent The Game to work with G-Unit and 50 Cent in 2003. Following that, he had numerous appearances in music videos with 50 Cent, Young Buck, and Lloyd Banks. He released his song West Side Story in 2004 and Untold Narrative not long after. The documentary, one of his most popular albums, was released in 2005. Following this, The Game got into a number of fights with other rappers, which left an entertaining aftertaste. His album LAX, which he released in 2008, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 charts. A song by Game called Better on the Other Side was released in 2009 as a homage to Michael Jackson, who had gone away just a few days earlier. The Game rejoined the label Aftermath Entertainment at the beginning of the year 2010, and soon after, 2011 and 2012 released mixtapes Operation Kill Everything and the R.E.D. album. With an impressive career, the net worth of The Game is only $10 million, so yes, 50 Cent is richer than him. But who is better? Only you can decide. Do let us know in the comment section below. Here are some amazing videos that I think you'll enjoy. Simply click on the left or right video to watch it. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.